Article 1193, this talks about an obligation with a period or a term. So when you say period or term, it is a future and certain event which must necessarily come, although the time of the happening of which is uncertain. So we may not know when siya mahitabo. Pero sure ta na mahitabo siya. Unlike sa condition na dili ta sure if mahitabo siya, di ba? Both future and uncertain. But here, future and certain. So, there is futurity and there is certainty here na mahitabo jud siya. So, that is a period. Let's have examples. I will pay my debt on December 25, 2022. So, that is a term or period. So, December 25, 2022, that is a term. That's a period. So, moabot jud ng December 25, 2022. That's a future and certain event. Number 2, I will pay my debt upon the death of X. So, is it a period or a condition? Of course, it's a period. No? Death is a period. Sure, jud ta nga kitang tanan mga matay. It's just that we don't know when. Kaya nga it's a future and certain event. It's a period. Number 3, I will pay my debt if X dies on January 1, 2023. Is it a condition or period? It's a condition. Why? Because although X will die, we are not sure if he will really die on January 1, 2023. Remember, a period is a future and certain event. The happening of which, ang time lang, the time of the happening is uncertain. Wa ta kabalo kanus ang mahitabo, pero sure jud ta nga mahitabo. So, X will surely die in his lifetime, mamatay man jud siya, but we don't know if on January 1, 2023, mamatay si X. That's why the number 3 example is not a period. It is a condition. Now, differentiate the two, condition and period, no? Condition, remember, that's a future and uncertain event. The happening of which is uncertain. Wa ta kabalo kanus ang mahitabo or kung mahitabo pa siya. Number 2, period, that's a future event. That's a certain event. It is really certain to happen. It's just that the date of the happening is uncertain. Wa ta kabalo kanus ang mahitabo. So, that's a difference between the condition and period. Let's have Article 1195. So when the obligation is subject to a suspensive period, what is the consequence? Here, the debtor cannot be compelled to perform prior to the arrival of the period. So 1195 says that if anything paid mistakenly prior to the arrival of the period may be recovered, pwede kuha, mabalik, with fruits and interests. So this is somewhat similar to the concept of solutio in debiti, but again, there's a distinction, no, between Article 1195 and solutio in debiti. We have already discussed solutio in debiti before in the general provisions of obligations. So 1195 class, there is really a payment of obligation, although it is not yet due. For example, no, I will pay my debt on December 25, 2022. Okay, so the due date is December 25, 2022. But on December 1, 2022, you already paid your debt, your obligation. Nagbayad na ka, let's say 5,000 pesos. Kaya nakalimot ka that the due date is on December 25 pa. So, December 1, nagbayad na ka. There is really payment of obligation. You paid on December 1, although it is not yet due on December 1 kasi December 25 ang due date. So, what can you recover? So, prior to December 25, pwede pa nimo makuha ang imong gibayad na 5,000. Let's say December 15, na-remember nimo, 25 pa man day ang due date, tas nagbayad ko December 1. So, can I recover the 5,000 pesos that I paid on December 1? Yes. Plus what? plus fruits and interest plus interest per day. Since ang 5,000 is money, so natay interest. So per day, mag-compute ta. Let's say 12% annual. So ato siya i-compute. Per day, i-divide na to by the number of days, no? So na interest times from December 1 to December 15. Kanang imong makuha nga interest. That is under 1195. How about sa solution indebity? In solution indebity class, there is really no obligation to pay that amount because wala kay dapat bayaran. That's why it has to be returned, ibalik nimo. Kaya wala man kay dapat utang. Let's say for example, na kay utang na 5,000. December 25 ang due date. Nagbayad ka December 1. Pagka December 25, nagbayad na pud ka. So, kaduha na ka nagbayad. So, what's the consequence here? You have the right to recover the payment by mistake sa December 25. Okay, kaya na doble na imuhang bayad. Kaduha ka ni bayad. Mo na siya. Wala na kay obligasyon to pay sa second payment. Kaya nabayaran naman daan mo December 1. And under solution indebity, it doesn't mention about fruits and interest. So you cannot recover fruits and interest kapag solution indebity, payment by mistake. Here in 1195, you can recover fruits and interest. Okay, class? So that's a difference, ha? Sa solution indebity, bayad na ka, so no need to pay. Kawa naman kayo obligasyon. Okay? So, kung nakabayad ka, tas nibayad na pud ka, kay nakalimot ka nga nakabayad na di ay ka, you can recover katong ikaduhang hindi mo na payment. Kaya you have no obligation to pay again that amount. Okay? But in Article 1195, you have already paid prior to due date, you can recover prior to due date. Pwede ka magbayad kanus alang sa due date na. You cannot be compelled to pay prior to the due date, prior sa December 25, 2022. Okay, Article 1196. This is another important concept here, no? In Article 1196, so the benefit of the period. So if the obligation is subject to a period, for whose benefit is the period? Is it for the debtor, for the creditor, or for both of them? The law says under 1196, it is presumed to have been established for the benefit of both the creditor and the debtor, except if it appears otherwise. Okay, so what's the presumption? The general rule is that it is for the benefit of both the debtor and the creditor, unless, okay, it should appear that the period has been established in favor of one or of the other, except if it appears otherwise. So there's an exception to the general rule, to that presumption that the benefit of the period is for both the debtor and the creditor. Okay, for example, I will pay on December 25, 2022. So prior to that period, the debtor cannot be compelled by the creditor to pay in advance. Also, prior to that, kung si debtor gusto na mobayad kay creditor, but the creditor does not want to accept payment yet, pwede gihapon because you cannot compel the creditor also to accept advance payment, okay, or advance performance of the obligation. Kasi both the debtor and the creditor in that example can benefit of the period. Moingon ka nga no si creditor, bisag bayaran na, di pa man dyan musugot. Advance payment naman gani, nga di man siya musugot. Because class, he might be interested in the interest. Mukita man ng interest, mas dako, mas dugay ang pagbayad, mas dako ang interest. That's for the benefit of the creditor. Okay? Mas dugay ang pagbayad, mas makaprepara pod si debtor to pay. Makaprepare asa makakuha og kwarta pambayad. So, benefit pod ni debtor. Both of them can benefit. So, prior to December 25, 2022, kung karon, today is, let's just say, December 1, okay, 2022, you have mga 24 days to prepare para makahanap o pambayad if you are the debtor, and as the creditor, you have 24 days pod para maka-earn ng interest. Okay? So it's not always right, class, to say na beneficial sa creditor ang advance payment. Kasi kapag advance payment, mas less ang interest na makollect ni creditor. How about number 2? Number 2 is the exception to the general rule that both the debtor and creditor can benefit of the period. Kasi number 2, it says, I will pay on or before December 25, 2022. So, niadto si creditor kay debtor to collect. Can he compel the debtor to pay? Let's say December 15. Niadto si creditor kay debtor, oy, bayad na sa imuhang utang. Okay? The debtor can say, oy, payable man siya on or before December 25, meaning I can pay before December 25 or I can pay on the date mismo, on December 25. So what's the implication here? So whose benefit is that period? It is for the benefit of the debtor. He can pay before December 25, 2022, but he cannot be compelled to pay if he does not want to. Why? Because he has until December 25, 2022 to pay. So that is the example, class, of the phrase, except if it appears otherwise. So here, the period is only for the benefit of the debtor in number 2 example. 1197. So it provides that if the obligation does not fix a period, but from its nature and circumstances, it can be inferred that a period was intended, the courts may fix the duration thereof. The courts shall also fix the duration of the period when it depends upon the will of the debtor. In every case, the courts shall determine such period as may, under the circumstances, have been probably contemplated by the parties. And once fixed by the courts, the period cannot be changed by them. Now, under 1197, basically, class, it says that based on the tenor of the obligation, it appears that a period is intended, but it does not specify kung kano sa bayaran, no? So in that case, the court can fix the period. For example, in a contract of loan, A borrowed from B 10 million pesos. So ang problema lang in that contract, wa nila nabutang kung kano sa bayaran. Wala may nakabutang na period. So does it mean that it is a pure and simple obligation? But nga na nag-loan pa ka kung inighatag immediately demandable at once di ay, di ba? So, nagngutang ko karon og 10 million. May mundayin si creditor. O, immediately demandable at once. Bayadayin ka. Karon po dahin kuha na kung 10 million. So, di ka maka-benefit sa period. It defeats the very purpose of the contract of loan. So based on the nature itself of the contract, which is a loan, it is very clear, class, that there is a period intended by the parties. Karon kay wa may naka-fix sa contract na period, wala naka-stipulate by the parties na period, then the court can fix the period. Okay, kung kanus bayaran ang 10 million. How will the court fix the period? Ang usual question here is, would it be allowed for the court to fix the period? Diba the court cannot make a contract for the parties? Kasi ang parties lang, they have the freedom to stipulate, diba? Provided that the provisions, the stipulations, the agreement of the parties should not be contrary to law, should not be contrary to public policy, to customs, to good morals, diba? So the court cannot make a contract for the parties. Here, class, the court will only fix the period based on what was intended by the parties. Only the period. How will you determine the intention of the parties at that time? So, well, you have to base on the circumstances, on their subsequent, prior, and contemporaneous acts. So, based on that, you will gather what was really the intention of the parties. So, kano sa man jud ni? Here, the court is not making a new contract for the parties, okay? The court only implements the intention of the parties, what has been intended by the parties. Naman jud, period, pero nakalimtan pag stipulate. There's really an intention for the period to be fixed. However, na failure to state the period sa contract. So, the court now will help the parties para mabalaan kanus magbayad ang debtor kay creditor. So under 1197, the courts may fix the duration of the period. Article 1198. Here, this article answers this question, no? When will the debtor lose the right to make use of the period? Okay, diba? The period, as a general rule, is for the benefit of both the debtor and the creditor, unless it is stipulated by the parties that it is for the benefit of the debtor only or for the creditor only. So here, what if it is for the benefit of the debtor? When will he lose the right to make use of the period? So there are how many instances? 5 instances under 1198. Okay? Na di na niya mapuslan ang period. When you say di na mapuslan, automatic class, the obligation becomes due and demandable. Di na i-follow ang period. Kung December 25, 2022 ang nasabutan, dili na siya i-follow because of any of these 5 instances na nahitabo o na nabuhat ni debtor. Kaya, wala na siya karapatan makabenefit sa December 25, 2022 na period. Automatic, kung karon December 1, tapos any of those instances na hitabo, then ang debtor pwede ma-compel to pay because the obligation becomes due and demandable na. Okay, the first instance, when the debtor becomes insolvent, unless he provides a guarantee or a security for the debt. So for example, A borrowed, let's go back to the example that we had a while ago. A borrowed from B 10 million pesos, and that is to be paid, let's say, on December 25, 2022. Okay, 2022. And the contract has been executed by the parties, no? Kato na kontrata of loan. Na-execute siya January 1, 2022. Okay. January 1, 2022, A borrowed from B 10 million pesos to be paid when? To be paid on December 25, 2022. Okay. So the period is on December 25, 2022. Now, here, the insolvency class of the debtor must occur after the obligation has been contracted. So, January 1 na kontrata, diba? The obligation to pay has been contracted on January 1, 2022. Kasi January 1, 2022 ng utang na-execute ang contract of loan. So, prior to, after January 1, 2022, naging insolvent si B. Let's say, for example, June 1, 2022. June 1, 2022, that is after January 1, after the execution of the contract of loan, the debtor, A, no, became insolvent. So what will happen now? Insolvent naman siya. Automatic, A will lose the right to make use of the period on December 25, 2022. So his obligation to pay becomes now due and demandable. Katong 10 million due and demandable na. Pabayro na dayon siya. Ni creditor, pwede siya pabayron, pwede siya ma-compel to pay anytime from June 1. Kay June 1 man siya naging insolvent. Unless na siya gi-promise na security or collateral for the debt or for the loan, like ang iyang balay. So kung na siya collateral, na siya security, pwede pa siya makapay until December 25, 2022. So that's the first instance. How about number 2? Second instance, when the debtor does not furnish guarantees or the securities promised. Diba, June 1, naging insolvent si A. Tapos, nag-promise siya na iyang i-collateral ang iyahang balay. So, nisabot si C, pwede pa gihapon siya makabenefit ng period. Pwede pa gihapon siya makabayad ng 10 million until December 25, 2022. What if, no, he failed to make good of his promise? A does not furnish katong balay as collateral. Wala niya gihatag, wala siya nag-execute ng kontrata for that, no? For that purpose. Deed of mortgage. Kumbaga, So, what will happen now? Dili din niya i-collateral lang yung balay. Automatic. A will lose his right to make use of the period on December 25 and his obligation becomes due and demandable. Okay? Next, number 3 instance. When the guarantees or securities given have been impaired or have disappeared after their establishment by his own acts, meaning through the fault of the debtor. Through the fault of the debtor. Okay? Kasabot, nasunog ang balay, gituyo niya pagsunog ang iyang balay para dili maka-benefit, dili mapuslan ni B ng creditor. So again, he will lose his right to make use of the period on December 25. Automatic, demandable, and due na ang iyahang utang na 10 million. And when through a fortuitous event they disappear, let's say wala siya sala, nagbagyo, kusog kaayo, as inaguba dyan iyang balay. What will happen now? Still, dili ba gyapon siya make use of the period? What is the rule under the number 3 instance? Diba nakabutang dira, when by his own acts he has impaired said guarantees and when through a fortuitous event they disappear? Pasabot class, regardless whether or not sala ni debtor na naguba ang balay, still the debtor will lose his right to make use of the period. So kung naguba ang balay because of his fault, naguba ang balay because of a fortuitous event, still he will lose his right to make use of the period. And so di siya maka-benefit sa December 25, 2022 na period. Automatic, his obligation becomes due and demandable unless he immediately gives new ones equally satisfactory. So what if may siya, kato na lang akong warehouse, para sila kantidad sa akong balay. Pwede. So still, pwede gyapon siya maka-benefit sa December 25 kung naa na po siya mahipuli sa iyahang pang-collateral. Number 4 instance. When the debtor violates any undertaking in consideration of which the creditor agreed to the period. So let's make use of your example sa textbook ni De Leon. Suppose that C agreed to the period in consideration of the promise of D to repair the piano of C. Okay. So i-apply nato siya sa example kay A and B sa utang, no, sa contract of loan na 10 million. Okay. So for example, nagsabot si A and B that the 10 million is to be paid on December 25, 2022 provided that si A, okay, si A repero niya ang piano ni B. Okay. Karon wala man niya gi-repair ang piano ni B. What's the consequence? The violation of that undertaking, the violation of that agreement between them will give B the right to demand immediate payment of the loan from A. Kaya wala man ni A gi-repair ang piano ni B. Nisugot si B nga December 25 ni mo bayran basta imong i-repair akong piano. Wa man nimo gi-repair, so automatic I can demand immediate payment of the loan. At lastly, the last instance, when the debtor attempts to abscond, mere attempt class, mere attempt or intent to abscond is sufficient. Napa lang siya plano na mulayas, di magpakita kay creditor, iyahang layasan si creditor para di siya makabayad, attempt pa lang to abscond, then it will now give the creditor the right, the authority class, to demand immediate payment of the loan. So the debtor will lose the right to make use of the period. So that's under 1198.